Good afternoon, everyone. So, our session is next generation, Gen Z, and next generation commerce. So, if अगर मुझे कोई अगर बोलता था कि 15 साल पहले अगर आपको बैठना है या 20 साल अगर बैठना है तो हम लोग यही टॉपिक लेके बैठे थे नेक्स्ट जनरेशन कंज्यूमर एंड नेक्स्ट जनरेशन कॉमर्स बिकॉज उस टाइम पे हम लोग जब इन्वॉल्व हुए थे तभी हम लोग काउंटर स्टोर वर्सेस हम लोग सेल्फ सर्विस स्टोर्स के बीच में हम लोग अपग्रेडेशन चालू हुआ था एंड वो जो फेस था वो हम लोग ने बहुत क्लोजली देखा था इन बिटवीन ई कॉमर्स वाले लोग भी थे वहाँ पे यानी आई आई स्टिल रिमेंबर आई वॉज विद दामोदर मलजी and we started Sangam. Hindustan Lever has started a Sangam project called call center ordering, and that was actually in 2002 2001. So 25 years back also we thought of these kind of next generation revolutions. So now when we are sitting here and now the next, what is next generation? So every sometimes I go हम लोग जब भी ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के लिए हम लोग घूमते थे तभी एक ग्रोसर ने मुझे बताया था ये नेक्स्ट जनरेशन क्या है हमारा ही जनरेशन नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को तैयार करने वाला है सो नेक्स्ट जनरेशन इज गोइंग टू बी अ लीडिंग पोजिशन नाउ बैकफुट पे होने वाला है वो जो अभी का जनरेशन है सो वी हैव द ऑल द पैनलिस्ट जिन्होंने अभी तक ऑफलाइन स्टोर्स है कुछ लॉजिस्टिक्स में है सो वी हैव अ वेरी गुड पैनल फॉर दिस काइंड ऑफ डिस्कशंस सो आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क शेषु कुमार जी इसमें कि नाउ आफ्टर दिस एआई एंड प्रेडिक्टिव एनालिसिस है ये का कौन सा प्रोडक्ट कितना जाने वाला है कौन सा प्रोडक्ट किधर जाएगा हाउ यू मेंटेन द इन्वेंट्री एंड हाउ यू सी द आगे का 3 साल में आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा व्हाट आर द चेंजेस एक्चुअली यू फील कि वो यू विल बी डूइंग इन द एंटायर ये लाइन
Yeah, actually you are right. What we call as next generation now is actually something which, which people have been actually trying out and experimenting a couple of decades back. But the technologies take time to mature, and that's how we are finding that mostly the digital formats which have evolved in the last 20 years, okay, they have come to a stage where they are able to deliver the convenience and service, which was actually envisaged at that point of time, but it was not fully developed. Okay, the technology didn't mature, and so but it took about 2 decades for it actually to for us to deliver what the customer wants in the time he wants. Okay, so that is the transition which has happened in the last 20 years, and there are more transition happening now with AI and LLMs which can understand our language and actually convert it to the way we want. So there can be an LLM which can actually, we keep seeing people posting on LinkedIn where they have asked an LLM to identify which is the lowest priced shopping basket among different e-commerce retailers, and it actually brought back the data to them. So those are the types of innovations which are happening at this point of time, and we will again see their fruition in the next 10 years or so. But basically, largely two different trends. Okay, they are in two different, two extremes, which are happening. So one, whatever is automatic or whatever you assume that I should have it at my home, should be available at your home. So it's either through a quick commerce, or it's through a vending machine, or or if someone can actually provide a subscription and deliver to you as and when you want, or deliver to you as per the frequency you wanted. So that is one, one change which is happening, and which will happen at a far faster pace in the next few, next, let us say, 5 years. And the second thing is actually total personalization. What you, what each customer wants, ability to deliver those products. Each customer wants because people, as they are evolving, we find that there are requirements for gluten-free products, requirement for lactose-free products, requirement for low GI products, requirements for low cholesterol products, high protein products. So there are the customer tastes and actually the requirements are also quickly changing over time, and we should be able to personalize products as per the customer's requirement. So both these changes are happening at the same time. Whatever can be delivered immediately and whatever can be delivered automatically to the customer should be delivered. That is one change. And second, whatever is has to be personalized as per the customer's requirement, that should be personalized. So the supply chain and inventory models will actually evolve to solve both these problems. Okay.
So how you see, and after 3 years also, you see some changes, technological changes, your inventory management changes. What do you feel?
Yeah, 100%. Which,
So he is absolutely right because 20 years back also the idea was there of a e-commerce. I still remember when Damodar used to say, यार हमें कॉल सेंटर के ऊपर जाने के बाद कस्टमर का नाम पता होना चाहिए, उसका एज पता होना चाहिए, उसका कास्ट पता होना चाहिए, तो उसको कौन से लैंग्वेज में मुझे बात करना है वो पता होना चाहिए. बट एट दैट टाइम द कॉल सेंटर was so costly, so we could not deliver that all those expectations. But now, since actually we are in this generation and with the technology, as you rightly said, ki now yes, it is everything is possible. So next generation is definitely demanding something more, and they are definitely going forward with the new ideas. So I would like to ask Avinash Tripathi, because he is again he is handling premium and experimental brand of Reliance. Sorry, Freshpik and signature brands. So I just want to ask how you balance this experience of the, how you balance this experience or demands of the consumers into profitability, how you make it profitability, and on and about that, I'll say how you see a physical store versus a online store.
Yeah. So, hello. I could hear my voice. Yeah. So first thing, if you look at normally the next gen customers, they are looking shopping not merely a transaction. They are looking for an experiential shopping experience more beyond that normal mundane or boring shopping. Just like normally you go to the store, buy the stuff. So they are looking on that. On that basis, we made Freshpik. So if you talk about Freshpik, the first thing is when we were deciding, because always these locations come at a very high rental cost. And on that rental cost, if you have to make that store profitable, you have to work on a store design first. So I think the basic part is the store design. How you design the store, what should be the ideal layout, and how you flow the customer journey. So on the design part, we have worked out a design. And normally, like a traditional supermarket, if you look at, these are merely shelf in the store. What we have done, 60% of the area we have given to the trading space, and 40% of the area we have created experience centers. So because we have created in every place, customer should come, they should experience the store. Now the second is assortment planning. So if you look at the assortment is also very important, because you have to maintain a margin model which can sustain the rental cost, which is so high, and the other operational cost, which is very high in the gourmet space. Now the assortment mix, if you talk about, it is what we are planning is a 50% of the imported assortment will be there. 30% is the Indian artisanal brands, which are homegrown brands. Local brand, artisanal brand, which is very, like all the new gen customers are very fond of these type of brands. Third is a 20% of the Indian FMCG brand. So that is how the mix of the assortment play need to be there. Third one is inventory management, because this, if you talk about imported, it always comes with a high aging cost. So we have to work on a very proper inventory optimization. We are working a lot of inventory optimization process using AI to work on an inventory optimization, so that we can maintain the healthy inventory and a stock turn. Stock turn is very important, because if you're not maintaining a proper stock turn, whatever margin you maintain, it will go in the losses. So what we are doing, we are maintaining like 14 to 15 stock turns in a year. So that is what our plan is, to make it profitable. Now the fourth one is creating a experiential, like for example, I will just give you one example of avocado. If you talk about a traditional shopping experience, avocado was there on the normal shelf of F&B section. Now what we are doing, we are selling avocado through an experience of making a guacamole dip free of cost for the customer. So with that, what we have seen, the sales of avocado has grown like 10 to 12 times. That is what we have seen in just a period of when we created that experience, and now we are replicating that experience across everywhere. Then what the customer is experiencing, one thing is experience in theaters. Second thing is experience in the technology. So customer, the new gen customer also looking for some technology elements also in the store. So what we have now added is a self-checkout. So in the gourmet segment, normally when we launched this self-checkout, it was always that gourmet is very customer, like you have to be focused to the customer, and this self-checkout model will not work in the gourmet space at all. But what we have seen that the traction in the self-checkout is like 10 to 15% of the sales is coming only from the gourmet, this self-checkout counter. Now, lastly, what you mentioned that how to tackle with Q-commerce. Now, what we are doing, we are saying to satisfy the expectation of the new gen, what we believe that we are going on a smart commerce mode rather than a Q-commerce. What we are saying that first thing, we are believing in omni-channel. So store, the objective of a store should not be a shelf only. The objective of the store should also become a hub. So that is what we are also implementing. We are also making a hub of the store. We are licensing with our JioMart channel. We are working on that model to get a fulfillment should be happening from Freshpik. Another thing is WhatsApp ordering. That is another tool which we have started now. We have our own riders, and that is what is helping us in the omni-channel approach. And if you look at our mix is now 10 to 15% of our sales is coming from this online and home delivery. So that is how combined put together, we are working on a profitability model, and the margin model is high, but we are maintaining on that to satisfy the higher rental and the other operational cost, which is high. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Saurabh ji. Now traditional FMCG brands are there. Yeah, you are into brands also. You are into supermarkets also. You are into hypermarkets also. You are soon going to launch a hypermarket also. So now reinventing themselves in the modern trade, traditional trade, modern trade business, and now e-commerce, Q-commerce. How is your approach towards the transition? Sorry.
I think like us, and I'm from Kaleshwari Group based out of Chennai, like us, there are many businesses which are very strong, and especially in Tamil Nadu, you know how many strong brands are there, and you can name them, each one of them close to few thousand crores is a easy turnover that you can find. You know, and these brands, traditional brand and including our brand, which is Gold Winner, Deepam and Cardia, we have grown over a period of 3 to 5 decades. And the wealth of knowledge that we have with respect to our customers, our market, the channel is immense. You know, most of the people, and I'm sure, I was also surprised when I joined this group a few years back. The depth of knowledge that we have about the southern states is immense. The penetration at a household level, which goes into tens and millions of households that we reach every month. So I think, you know, if you look at, these traditional brands so far, the share of modern trade is very less, extremely less. You know, I spoke to the top 10, 20 FMCG brands and realized that many of these traditional brands have single-digit share of modern trade. And I think that is something which all of us realize that, yes, 5 years down the line, yes, this is not the way we have to look into it. And just to give you an example, the resources and the team which manages modern trade, you can count in just one or two hands. But if you compare with a major North Indian brand, and I don't want to name them, you know, based out of North, you will have almost 100 people, 50 people managing the modern trade. I don't want to name any of the brands. And yes, we are in a phase of transition, and believe me, like us, almost 10 to 12 of us, you know, who are there. We are working very hard. We are working very hard to get into the modern trade channel and make sure that we understand the way of working.
How you are basically catering to next Gen Z's requirements?
See, Gen Z is, I think there are two ways looking at it. What is Gen Z is looking at it? They are unpredictable. Their preferences are changing. And, it's not that you make just one set of price point, one set of product, and choose one set of channel and reach them. You cannot reach them. Absolutely, you cannot reach them at all. I think one way we are looking at is we are innovating into our products. We are trying to, for example, we figured out that, when it comes to puja oil, there is a lot of fragrances which we are using that doesn't appeal to the Gen Zs. So we did a very deep dive R&D and worked out, came out with 4 new fragrances, which are slightly trendy in nature, which suits their, their taste. Similarly, in our oil and staple businesses, we worked out on related product expansion and also changes in terms of the SKU sizes to appeal to their buying behavior. Traditional family comes up and they just take 2 liter, 5 liter. But I think that's not a point that we can reach out to Gen Zs. I think these are a couple of things that we worked out. Also, in terms of upgrading the IT, I think there's a lot of tech and digital channel that we are working on, and uh, and uh, and from our side, I think we also got into the retail business that you worked out. And in retail business, we're crafting a format which is different from the existing set of people that are there. It's more about how do we capture the age group between say 15 to 35 is something that we believe are people who can make a decision or can influence the decision significantly. So, what kind of shopping environment? It cannot be just a transaction about goods. As Avinash just said, there has to be an element of surprise and experience. Otherwise, they're not going to come up. So, in the brick and mortar format also, I think some of these elements will get into it. In addition to the digital enabled convenience within their homes and within their mobile. Then these are some of the areas that I feel uh, uh, will be the future, and we all need to work on this.
Good. Now, Bharti, actually now we have physical store, we have quick commerce, we have traditional stores, counter shops, everything we have. And every company, every owner wants to run those shows on their own. They want to run that shops. Kivani, this is my shop and I want to run this shop. Now, I would like to ask Bharti, because she is she is multiplying their stores by giving the franchisee model. So what do you think, what is the franchisee model is actually convenience retail, how it works? And how it is going to affect a Gen Z, how you are going to handle the Gen Z's requirements in a franchisee store model, because franchisee store model will have a different multiple owners in the store. So how you are going to manage those?
Right, it's a good question because in franchise,
Because you have to build a trust also, because franchisee model, that building a trust can be a difficult task.
uh, in franchise model, basically whenever anyone take franchise, why they take only for their business for profit, right? Same goes with in our business model, lots of business partner are Gen Zs. And even the customer base is also Gen Zs. Almost 80% customer base are Gen Zs because they are from 15 years to 35 years of the age group. And for making model profitable, it's very much important that business model that you are following, that should be at main the brand thing. It should be look like a brand. मतलब जो दिखता है वो बिकता है kind of things. Second thing is same brand feeling everywhere, same customer satisfaction everywhere. That is very much important. For that, we are following first thing to layout, design, then branding, that is very much important. Color combination. We provide them a playbook so that he can manage their store and they can do the interior, or we also provide the vendor so that it should be look like same store everywhere. Second thing is training. Training is very much important as they are first gen entrepreneurs or they are just going to start business or second or third gen, but they don't have very much knowledge of the retail. For that, we do continuous training process. We have both online, offline, even same in the form of weekly training, monthly training, at the store level training, online training. These all are regarding to the customer satisfaction, to serving, to billing, to tech and all. We have our own in-house tech, and tech have all the features, that is integrated tech with inventory management system and with billing and everything. So that is the basic part because it will be reduce the leakage for the business partners. And even nowadays, it will also reduce the service timing so that for the billings and everything. So that is also very much important. Fourth thing is the products planning, SKU mix planning. That is also important because that will be from product planning only they will get the good margins. Like few time back, he told about that there should be the imported product because there is good margin over there. Second thing, the product. We have food also, and there is good margin. So overall, the SKU that we are planning, that is depend upon the margins, so that they can get at least 27 to 32% in between margin, and that will be good for their capex and for the operational cost, meeting operational cost, and they will get their ROI in the certain time frame within 18 to 24 months, and that is good for them to run the business. Other thing is also the audits. It's very important because as they are different mindset people, and of course everyone have their own choices, but they should follow the brand discipline, the products that is required by the customer, the services, and for that audits is also very much important. We do mystery audits. We have also NPS scores. We have also we are following the things that penalties. We impose the penalties to the business partners so that there should be, जैसे monitor होता है class में या teachers होते हैं, वो क्या करते हैं, बस आपको एक guide देते हैं, करना सब उन्हें ही है, but एक डर होता है. तो that of course we do with the business partner for their benefit also. And if there is some customer complaints, so we tell them कि for single customer complaint they must have to do at least 5 good reviews, so that is good for their brand presence only and for their business only. These all are the things that we are following to make our business models successful, and for them, for business partners also.
Good, thank you. So, Vivek ji, now your product, your brand, or any brand, how you feel ki baba that brand, my Gen Z will accept that brand very easily, or I need to do something different, I need to do a storytelling part, or I need to do what kind of a things actually you feel ki Gen Z will get attracted to your brand?
So there's a lot of discussion around what Gen Zs are and who they are, and nobody knows who they are, what they do, how do they think. It's an ever-evolving organism. They are inundated by data. They're not bogged down by traditions. They're experimenting, and it's largely driven by content. Content is driving food consumption, and either ways it is driving a lot of other things. And largely content and the democratization of content has made Gen Zs beyond metros also to behave like a larger unit. No more there are clear discriminations or distinctions between a Delhi and a Mumbai and a Tumkur or a Bareilly Gen Z. They're all behaving the same. They're experimenting, they're different, they're fearless, their choices are fearless. They will trust you, but you need to earn it. And the beauty of this rising diaspora of the new gen consumer is they're not letting you crack a code. No more retailers or brands can say, I've cracked the code, I've cracked my consumer, because they're changing. They're changing in months, they're changing in years, they're changing behind every viral video. So nobody's cracking the code. But that also gives us as an opportunity to collaborate together, create products which are futuristic. If you look at how we have progressed over the last decade or so, when we launched maybe a piri piri back then, it was an answer to McDonald's selling fries. As we speak, our consumers are using piri piri in a dal, in bhindis and gobis of the world. They are modernizing their own cuisines, and they are unapologetic about it. They're not bogged down by it. Gen Zs are here to stay. They are the future of the country, the future of FMCG as a business. They are an opportunity, but they are also a problem. And together we will, and we are solving it. As a brand, our focus is always to create products which are basically evolving with their usages. How can you create price points? How can you create more occasions of consumption? How can you make products which are Indian and global at the same time?
So now all these things actually, if you consider, in every angle will require something for next generation to fulfill their requirements. So will require, like, by sitting home, if I want to go for if I want to order a ice cream, the ice cream will come in 10 or 15 minutes, but whether it will be in a form of ice or whether how it will be. So for that, what we need is a logistic. If the logistic fails, then even these things जो हम लोग 15 मिनट में, 10 मिनट में, 5 मिनट में या 3 minutes में डिलीवरी टाइम मांग रहे, that is not possible. So I just wanted to ask Mr. Dharat Parekh कि how you face delivery freshness and speed together कैसे कर सकते हैं? हम लोग freshness भी maintain करना है, delivery का speed भी maintain करना है. How you do that?
Firstly, good afternoon, everyone. So, rightly said, sir, ice cream अगर ice की जैसा भी पहुंच जाए तो बहुत बड़ी बात है. That's what people pay for. Having said, see, freshness and speed is what the new gen is looking for, right? That's what the quick commerce is giving. But having said, both coming together is easy said and done. There are 4 bottlenecks, but I would say those are opportunities. One is there's a patchy cold chain network, which ensures that the temperature maintained, the product quality remains. That is something which needs to be worked upon. Then we come across is the product quality. How is your sourcing at the right, at the farmland, say for example, if it's fresh product, how is the sourcing happening, how the production happens? Now, the third one predominantly comes up is with the new metropolitan market, the congestion which is coming, which ensures the delivery doesn't happen on time. That's why you see riders going haywire on the road and we keep honking. No, why? Because of XYZ reason of the congestion which is happening. And the fourth is multimodal transport. When one mode to another mode, from air to again last mile to first mile, when national level deliveries happen. Now these are the 4 bottlenecks and these are the 4 opportunities which one requires to cater. And that's what we at Celsius do, right? So having said Gen Z, what Gen Z requires is a beads of necklace which patches everything together. And for product quality, we are as you rightly said, we're the backbone for the people who face the consumers, right? As Mr. Avinash said, as ma'am said, as Mr. fellow panelist said, they require freshness, they require quality, they require at the price which they deliver. Even at the gourmet price, I'm sure they would be facing a price war, right? I mean, they sell artisan products. I'm myself a consumer for you. I mean, genuinely, boss. But having said, price for me doesn't matter when I enter because I know what I'm buying. But for a Gen Z, price also matters. Quality matters. So we, at the end, ensure that the product needs to be there. So at the supply chain level, what we need to ensure and what needs to be ensured is the wastage gets less so that there is better margin for my customers, which are those retail outlets, makes efficient, safe, and they're able to make better and give better price war at the price line. Because supply chain at the end of the day for fresh products or for any temperature-led products is the core of everything from production or farmland to the national deliveries wherever, even if a hypermarket or a local market. Yeah. I think that's where the answer is.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Sandeep, how DS group will connect emotionally to the Gen Z and all? How we are going to approach the Gen Zs?
Good afternoon. Thank you, Vinayak. Let's first understand what is Gen Z. We tried to attempt to answer that. So last 70 years of technological intervention or innovations in digital space got converged into one generation, what we call as Gen Z. So they didn't discover mobile phone, they were born with it. They didn't discover Facebook, they were born with a Facebook. They didn't, unlike the previous generation, when the first time we hit a Instagram button. Yeah, when the first time we hit a Instagram button, we were so amazed. But the new generation is already there. They are, so they are born with it. If a young and unfortunately, there is hardly any Gen Z person out here, and we are discussing about them. तो हिंदी में एक चर्चा है कि 5 सितारा होटल में बैठ के समाजवाद की चर्चा. तो हमारे पास उसी तरह का कुछ माहौल है कि हमारे पास जेन ज़ी का एक भी आदमी नहीं है. और अब जेन ज़ी को अगर हम देखें तो पिछले 70 साल का तकनीकी जो बदलाव हुए हैं वो उस एक जनरेशन के पास है, इसलिए उसके तौर तरीके बहुत अलग हैं. उसका कोड कभी भी क्रैक नहीं किया जा सकता है, क्योंकि उसमें बदलाव बहुत है. वो YouTube हमने पहली बार देखा था. I remember YouTube was given the Times, the Person of the Year award, and it was first time a non-person. YouTube was given that award by Times. Today, and the new generation is born with YouTube. So their source of information, their behavior, whether it is purchasing, whether it is food, whether it is clothing, whether it is fashion, is defined by what is internet, and the entire ecosystem of technology providing them on the platter. अब उसके बहुत सारे बदलाव हैं. उसमें हमारे डीएस ग्रुप का आपने पूछा विशेष करके. सो बहुत सारे बदलाव में पहला बदलाव है कि पहले हमारे घरों में, अगर मेरे जनरेशन पे देखें, ऑफ कोर्स आई एम अ बेबी बूमर, राइट, एंड द फोर्थ जनरेशन इज आउट हियर. सो हमारे ज़माने में 90 मील हम लोग महीने में खाते थे. हो सकता है 2-3 मील बाहर खा लेते हो, बाकी 87 मील या 85 मील घर में खाया जाता था. आज की तारीख में इफ़ यू गो टू अ न्यूक्लियर फैमिली इन दिल्ली एंड बॉम्बे, both so double income, no kid families, not more than 30 meal is taken at home. Either it is the rest of the 60 meal is outside the home, or it is ordered inside the home through Zomato, and therefore Zomato and Swiggy is making tons of money and laughing to the bank. All these changes we are cognizant of, we are aware of, and we keep, of course, when we say cognizant of, we keep looking at what are the changes. We do a lot of research. We have got a complete digital marketing team who does the scraping of all the digital platform, including Zomato, right? What they are ordering, why they are ordering, what is the time they are ordering. And we address products which are modern, which are international in outlook, which are, for example, I will give you a very small example. So a piri piri masala, right? It normally was, Nando's was the one who started piri piri masala. So we launched in a sprinkler format, and today it is the dominant sprinkler in the country. So we sell close to about 5 crore rupees of sprinkler every month, just piri piri masala, and there is no competition. Because we were able to identify them in advance, we knew what they want. Probably we thought we knew what they want, and we got a great advantage. So where do we advertise for the digital? Wherever they get their information, be it a YouTube, be it any of. So a YouTube influencer would be our key advertisement point from them. That's how I would be putting it.
Great, great. So, Somnath ji, now your division actually is doing in e-commerce like anything. It is almost more than 50% market share actually in quick commerce for beverages. So how you are going to take it? How you think this cold drinks and all beverages will reach up to 90%, 100%?
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to all of you. I don't know where it will reach. If you ask me right now, consumer doesn't think when he gets up in the morning that I need to shop from a quick commerce or to go to Reliance or to go to any other store or the Kirana shop to buy. It is on that particular moment is where if you're available, if your occasion is right, then you just go and do it. Just to give you an example, last week I was at a friend's place and a daughter was writing some exams in the next couple of days. So she didn't step out of the house at all. She just came outside and she didn't look at any menu in the phone and just said, Alexa, can you just order a Coke Zero for me? In 10 minutes, to be surprised, there was a chilled can in her hand. So that's Gen Z. So hence the luxury is not like given. It is by default, whether it is convenience or whatever it is. For us, our Coca-Cola largest system is, the mission statement is always that to be in the arm's reach of the consumer. Today the arm's reach is getting redefined by being in the thumb's reach of the consumer. At that particular occasion, if I'm not there, now or never. If you're not available today with them, which is constituting to whatever 57% or 60% of the business, you're not there, somebody else is there. So hence our demand generation in the freewheel of demand generation and demand fulfillment, by creating some occasions with them, instant gratification is becoming very important for them. For them, the influencer marketing is becoming important. Drinking Coke is important, but not as important as giving that vibe. Creating TVC of 60 seconds to creating reels of 6 seconds is becoming important and the new norm of the day. So hence for us, it is being there. It is being present, like, just to give you another example, Diljit Dosanjh. He's a singer, but end of the day, he also advertised that, boss, see, while I'm singing, also hydrating with Coke Zero. That's the influencer marketing which is also happening for us. So we want to be present there to ride on this vibe, but definitely not negating the fact that there are general trade, there are big and mortar stores, they still evolve. This will also evolve, so hence, this is part of our business.
Yeah, as per retail norms, normally we say कि वो if मेरे पास घर में अगर कोक आसानी से फ्रिज में पड़ा है तो मेरा कंजम्पशन बढ़ जाएगा.
Yes.
तो मैं अगर कोक अगर मैं मंगा के रखता हूँ, 2 भी कोक मंगा के रखता हूँ तो मेरा कंजम्पशन बढ़ जाएगा, लेकिन मैं अगर मिर्ची पाउडर मंगाता हूँ तो मेरा कंजम्पशन बढ़ने वाला नहीं है इतना भी आसानी से आने से.
Yeah, we belong to the impulse category.
Yeah.
So from pantry building to the occasion is important for us. Hence.
So to summarize the next generation, Saurabh, what do you think, how we can go about it, and to कैसा summarize करेंगे कि वो next generation will again change after 10 years? Next to next generation, how you feel? Yeah, anyone, any panelist now? How you can summarize the next generation?
So very briefly, they'll change. They're not going to be static. They'll experiment. So if you need a pie of the next generation, you have to think and you have to walk and you have to move along just like them. So you have to be very fast in innovating product, innovating channel, and also innovating value proposition.
So what do you think, sir?
The Vinayak, the more thing changes, the more it remains the same. We should remember always this piece, right? So when we were at our youth, we were a very different generation. We were very demanding. The next generation was even more demanding. And of course, the technology has also added to those demands. I believe everything is going to change. Earlier, the change used to happen in a gap of 10 to 15 years. Those days are over. Now it is going to happen over 3 to 5 years. So the next generation, the next demand or the next change that you are going to see in the way we operate, it's not going to be, 2035 or 2040. Probably in next 3 years, you will see a complete change in the way we operate, whether it is distribution, marketing, sales, even product innovation. All of this is going to change. And from here onward, it is going to be 3 to 5 years when the changes will happen, repeatedly every 5 years.
Yeah, great. Thanks a lot. Now, actually, the time is up. Any question from the audience? So I think we can go with it. Thanks a lot. Thank you, everyone, for the great conversation. Thank you very much. Thank you.